2 visitors to the island are dead and several more are recovering after being diagnosed with leptospirosis. The people all point to a popular attraction, Blue Hole in St. Anne, as being the source for their health issues. But is it? TVJ's Leptospirosis has been following that story and has the first of a 2-part series on the Blue Hole mystery.
Dunn's River Falls or the Blue Hole. Nowadays, an increasing number of visitors to the island are flocking to the latter. According to the reviews online, they see the Blue Hole as less touristy. The lure, one visitor remarked, is that it's a more relaxed environment and it gives more of a feel of being in Jamaica. It's perhaps why in February, this group of 18 from Maryland, USA, journeyed miles to Thatch Hill, Ocherius, where the popular tourist attraction is located. This is what the Blue Hole looks like on a regular day, but they arrived to murky waters due to rain.
So I really didn't think much of it. I asked the guy that we paid to go in that if it was safe, and he said, yeah, it was fine. So I luckily had a brand new white bathing suit on, so I didn't want to swim in it. But, most of the men jumped in and swam in it and had a great time.
The tour guide carried them through the various routines like jumping from ropes into the water. The thrill of the experience ended, however, days after they returned to the U.S.
All 9 men swam. Out of our group, there was 6 that ended up getting sick.
The water from the Blue Hole flows into the White River. It's where the less adventurous visitors come to play. Robert Kuntz and his wife were there in November. Not long after returning home from their vacation, he was hospitalized.
When they realized his kidneys were failing, his liver and his lungs. Of course, the lungs is what started it all when he when he wasn't able to breathe. Ultimately, they had to put him under sedation because he started coughing up, he started suffocating. And it was at that point that they realized something was not right. Majorly wrong, something was not right. So they had to intubate him and put him under a medically induced coma, in which he was in for 16 days.
They've only been married for about a month now, but a newlywed wife is praying her husband makes it out of a medically induced coma alive.
Days after this story was aired in December 2017, Chris McCanich died. Dead too is Canadian Ben Warford. His family says he visited the Blue Hole in January this year.
By the second week of him being back, he wasn't feeling well. Within 4 days, he had visited the ER 3 times. The third time that he went in is the time they kept him. At that point, he was coughing up blood. He could barely hold his head up. He was extremely jaundiced, and he physically could barely hold himself up.
He died on February 22. Medical documents all confirmed that the victims contracted leptospirosis. According to the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, the disease is spread mainly by contact with water or soil contaminated by the urine of infected animals. Persons can get the disease by swimming or wading in fresh, unchlorinated water contaminated with animal urine, or by coming into contact with wet soil or plants contaminated with animal urine. In humans, it can cause a wide range of symptoms, some of which may be mistaken for other diseases.
He was acting like he had the flu, tired, wanting to rest, body aches, fever.
He had a high fever, bad headache, that type of thing. And they said that it was the flu.
Another common factor is that when they visited the Blue Hole, the water was murky. This hasn't stopped hundreds of visitors from taking a dive, as we found out when we visited the attraction recently. But is it safe? We continue to explore the issue in part 2 of our series. Leptospirosis, TVJ News.